Hey guys, this is Full Stuff Incorporated. And I made my first ever top 10 budget decks list, and I feel like that should be done now since I just want to join on the fun. And honestly, these 10 decks are almost dirt cheap at times. I mean, compared to meta decks like Blue Eyes, Cosmos, even right now, these decks are really cheap, and I really like that. You know, it's more fun to play budget than it is meta, at least in my experience, because you don't see the same old thing every time. I just want the experience to be more fun, and I just want to, I don't want to just duel knowing that I have the edge. I just want to duel knowing that I'm having a good time. And now I'm dueling with the decks that I like. But this deck isn't about favorites, it's about budget decks. And the rule is that the deck only has to reach up to $100. So yeah, these 10 decks will be built, main deck, extra deck, everything, below $100, or at 100 around the mark, I don't care. But honestly, these decks are really fun, they're really good, and I feel like that these deserve a mention. So, let's get out of the fluff and into the good stuff. So now, yeah, I kinda reached a tie here. Yeah, this spot is taken up by 2 decks. I couldn't decide which one to take out, so I'm going to start discussing number 10 as Kaijus. Kaijus are a really good control deck. I mean, they can be aggressive with cards like Dogoran, cards like Radiant to make more of themselves, and can be defensive and controlling with cards like Gameciel and trap cards behind it. I just like they have a very good control game, and they can be really good against the meta. I mean, not many decks can stand up to this. And considering that battle traps are starting to be strayed away from, this adds to the deck's factor of surprises. Just because this deck is very excellent. I really think that this deck can be a legit contender if it got a little more support. It has enough to work, but I feel like that more, the more the merrier. And as for the other number 10, it is Heraldic Beast. Heraldic Beasts are really freaking good. I mean, this deck has access to almost the entire Rank 4 toolbox. And we already know Rank 4s are some of the best Xyzs in the game. I mean, they have access to Numeron Dragon even. They have their own set of 1-card Xyzs, not just instant fusion, but with cards like Advanced Heraldry Art, and having their own field spell search out Advanced Heraldry Art, their own Monster Reborn in the form of Heraldry Reborn. And cards that search like Leo and number 22, I believe, that allows you to search, it allows you to send them Heraldic Beasts. So this deck can be a legit contender. I mean, this has a lot to work with. I mean, you can swag in some engines like Performer Palace if you want to, Metal Foes if you want to. In fact, I tried Metal Foe Heraldic Beasts, they're pretty fun. But yeah, Heraldic Beasts on their own are just very good, very under the radar. And I feel like it'll add to their surprise factor if they ever hit the current metagame. And now moving on to number 9 is Lunalights, which was Mega Capital G's number 1 in case you guys didn't know. Well, Lunalights are very powerful. I mean, with cards like Cat Dancer and Panther Dancer, they can also attack. They can attack each of their opponent's monsters twice. So that they can make a massive board in the form of one monster. Very easy. And they can imagine that one monster reach massive stats with cards like Blue Cat to double their points, or Purple Butterfly if you run it. Or if Crimson Fox will ever come out into TCG. But it operates perfectly without Crimson Fox anyway. It'll get better, but it's doing fine now. I mean, they have back row hit in the form of White Rabbits, searching cards with cards like Tenki, cards like Black Sheep, Lunalight Perfume, which is their own Monster Reborn as well. This deck can be really freaking good. I mean, they can play into the meta pretty well. I mean, people are straying away from battle traps, so this deck is really nice. I really love Lunalights. I mean, I even played them once, so I know how it feels. Lunalights are number 9 on this list just because other ones feel like better options to me. Now, making number 8 on this list is Trains. Trains are really freaking good. I mean, not only do they have access to one of the best numbers out there in the form of number 88, this deck also has an incredible amount of traps they can use, and an engine in the form of Shaddolls. I mean, they have access to Skill Drain without any real problem. Cards like Vanity's Emptiness, which isn't a real problem. for them at least. Just that this deck has a lot to work with. I mean, they could easily go into number 88, which in itself is a pain unless you use Kaijus, mind you. It's just that this deck is very phenomenal. I feel like they could be really good in this meta, just because, you know, people almost never expect these things to surface, but now they are, and now they're doing it, and now they're really kicking butt. So yeah, they're number 8 on this list. Now number 7 on this list is Madolches, and yes, I was surprised when I saw them beating and pounding Blue Eyes into the ground in Worlds. I watched some of the matches. I watched all the matches, actually. They're really freaking good. I love Madolches. They're pretty awesome. Not only do they got cards like Chugga Alamode, cards like Hoot Cake, and even one of the decks that can freaking abuse the second normal summon that Brilliant Fusion offers. Just, this deck has a lot to work with now, even with cards like Chugga Alamode, too. That this deck has a lot of options. And this deck pretty much proves that Tiramisu cannot be power creep whatsoever. So this deck is at number 7, all because of how powerful they are. And they're very easy to build if you have the proper budget. Now moving on to number 6, and call me biased because I'm putting DDDs on this list the way they are now. I mean, don't let this picture fool you. I mean, only 3 of the actual cards are in the TCG right now, being Kepler, Galilei, and Leonidas. And Leonidas isn't that good, just so you know. But yeah, DDDs are really freaking good right now. I mean, with cards like Thomas out there, cards like Genghis out there, so that this deck can be a legit contender right now. All because they have a lot of options. They have rank 7s, rank 8s, even Caillou. That's awesome. I mean, they have actually some pretty powerful fusion monsters, and their own main deck is about getting to those combos. I mean, cards like Genghis allow you to go into Beatrice if you want to, because it's level 6, and because you don't have to worry about losing Genghis, because you can always bring it back. So, yeah, this deck is very, very good, just because it has so much to go into, so many ways to go into their combos. They're very versatile. They're kind of a Swiss Army knife, in my opinion, even in the TCG. But in the OCG, they're a lot better, clearly. But hey, we'll be getting in Pendulum Domination. But for now, let's make the best out of what we got. And now number 5 on this list is Despots. This deck is very amazing. I mean, they have their own field spell, which is their own version of Cosmotown, kind of. So that this deck has so much to work with. I mean, they have rank 4s, rank 5s, rank 6s they can use. Even rank 2s is Sky... I can't remember its name right now. But hey, it only has more personality than my channel. Anyway, this deck can go into so many series with cards like Nat Beast, if I remember its name, Sky Cavalry Centauria. Sorry, you guys, if I messed that up. Anyway, this deck has so many ways to get over monsters. They make Nat Beast, they can make Trishula, they can make Cyber Dragon Infinity. So this deck has so much to go into. It's so powerful, it's so versatile, it just has so much... it can't be predicted whatsoever because they have so many plays to go into. So I feel like that this deck is number 5 on this list because they're quite a bit more powerful than quite a bit of spam decks out there. Boy. Okay. Number 4 on this list is Raid Raptors. Oh my gosh, this deck is awesome. I really feel like that this deck is very underrated, very under the radar. Why do I feel this way? Well, it's because they can do Search City. I mean, with cards like Fuzzy Lanius to search another copies of themselves, Raid Raptor Nest, Allure Darkness is draw power. That's not even half the cards I could search in the deck. It's pretty ridiculous. I mean, this deck has so much searching power, so much rank 4 spam access to rank up spells, and even adds to cards like S0 if it wanted to. S0, F0, just, they've had some of the best rank 4s out there. Even some Winged Beast succeeds that are incredibly powerful with cards like Castell and Zero Fine, which are both Icarus attack targets. Just, this deck is just phenomenal. I don't know why people don't play it more. I mean, it kind of needs more power. I mean, you have access to 7 Sins, which is a very powerful card. I mean, it's 4,000 at base, which is half your life points if it hits you. So yeah, Raid Raptors are number 4 because they have so many ways to play, and it succeeds in every area that it does go into. Now moving on to number 3, Salt Factory, aka Evil Swarms. This deck is just really, really good in this meta. I mean, with Deathly Blue Eyes just coming in, this deck is a much better matchup as it is. I mean, there's a lot of high-level decks that are coming up, like Metal Foes even. Evil Swarms just give a huge middle finger to those decks, just because it has so much access to, you know, it's friggin' Ophion, which is a walking floodgate. Even cards like Anti-Spell, cards like Mistake, cards like Vanities. Cutter Coliseum got banned, which sucks, but still, this deck has so much potential. I see this deck becoming a potential top rogue, maybe even one of the top tier decks, if the deck is given enough exposure. But, you know, stay away from ABCs, it's for the best. And now number 2 on this list is Metal Foes. Freaking Metal Foes. Yeah, even this deck is budget and it's meta. I mean, this deck has a lot to work with. I mean, they have a lot of decks that can support, like Yang Zings, decks like Magispectors, Magicians, Performa Pals, even some random variants I've seen, you know, even seen Fluffles with it, Shadolls with it. This deck has so many archetypes it can support, it's not even funny, because this deck is just so phenomenal. I mean, even the Xyz they can access is pretty phenomenal. I mean, Wolflame can win the Big Eye and Red Eyes. Rank 4, you know, Gold Driver can go into himself, and other level 4s you can run as well. Rank 3s even, rank 2s with Steel End. This deck is just phenomenal. It's generic, not the, you know, cliche kind of generic, but it can support so many different archetypes. I mean, even pure Metal Foes are viable. Just, this deck has so much to work with. It's unpredictable. It's so unpredictable that I had to make number 2 on this list because you just don't know what to expect in Metal Foes. I mean, they have their own recurable fusion card. They can float into other copies of themselves. That this deck has so much access to what it can get into. It's not even funny. They even have a monster that is a fusion version of Chaos Max in the form of just doing double piercing damage. It's just really good. And now it's number 1. Honorable mentions include Heroes and BA. And finally to our number 1. Mega Capital G, how could you miss this even in your honorable mentions? Fluffles are number 1, guys. I cannot bring myself to bringing it lower than number 1. This deck is purely budget now. I mean, even cards like Sabertooth and Sheep got reprinted, so you really can't say this deck's not budget whatsoever. I mean, the whole extra deck, the whole main deck, it's gonna be no more than like $50 in my opinion. I mean, this deck is just really, really freaking good. I mean, it's getting even more support in the form of Fluffle Octo and Fright Kraken, both of which are really good. Much better than Fright Sanctuary and Fusion Waltz in my opinion. Just that, this deck can also go into Xyz. Just, oh my gosh, this deck is really freaking good. I mean, this deck, it has so much aggression. I mean, cards like Fluffwings can get you plus hard. Cards like Bear. Cards like Dog. This deck can deck thin so greatly. Just that you get to your combo pieces very, very easily. This deck is so aggressive in the form of just, you're so adorable, and then we proceed to draw the crap out of you until we get a massive board. And it's nowhere near as long as Ritual Beast, by the way. It may not have access to much traps, but who needs it if you could just kill him turn 1? You're just like, okay, draw a card, boom, you're dead. Just, no, you're done. Just scoop already, you're done. Just Fluffles are too good, guys, too strong. It can take on the whole meta by itself, aside from cards like some stun decks, you know, even that. But, you know, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you guys like it, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. And remember, if you don't got fluff, you ain't good enough. So talk to you guys next time.